First comes love.
Oh gosh, it's like fireworks, butterflies.
Then comes...
There's someone here.
A new study found infidelity is everywhere, but it may not be how you think. The Journal of Sexual and Marital Therapy found people think cheating is everything from lying about an affair to sending a text message or snap. They call it micro-cheating. And here to talk with us about micro-cheating, our relationship coaches, Chris and Jennifer Seiter, dubbed the breakup experts. Good morning, guys.
How are you doing?
Good to see you.
Good morning.
All right, thanks so much for being with us this morning. And let's just get this right here on the table. What is micro-cheating?
Well, so micro-cheating is really actually difficult to define because everyone has their own separate definitions of what cheating is and isn't. But the broad definition is really if you're engaging in a set of behaviors that really skirt the line between fidelity and infidelity. So the most common example is, let's say you're at an office party and you start flirting with someone and your partner is really not okay with that. That's micro-cheating.
But that could mean other things as well, right? Because when I think about maybe sending a text message to maybe an old friend or somebody from high school or something like that, could that be considered micro-cheating?
It really depends on the intensity and the frequency.
And the intent maybe too,
And
right?
the intent,
right.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think it's interesting because, you know, when you think about things that we should be concerned about, I'm thinking about if I'm going through my husband's text messages and I see some flirty text messages from somebody, I'm thinking that's one thing, right? And what are some of the other warning signs that we should be looking out for?
Well, you know, one thing that I see a lot, and we mostly work with people going through breakups. So this is something we see a lot of, and that's if you get back in touch with your ex. So, for example, if you get back in touch with your ex and you start opening up to them in ways that maybe you shouldn't be, or divulging information to them that you should kind of keep in your relationship, that's a pretty big warning sign.
Okay, so if you get back in touch with your ex, let's say, so I'm going to give you a personal example of this. I got back in touch with my ex because his dad had passed away.
Okay.
That's completely different than getting... All right, so I want to make sure, because when you say micro, how micro are we talking here?
Not that micro.
Not that micro. All right. So how do you talk to your partner about what's acceptable and what's not acceptable?
You should really take about 24 hours just to let your feelings settle, because you're going to be really angry after you see something like micro-cheating. So just take a little bit of time and have that conversation where you're not attacking your partner, and that will help a lot.
Well, I also think tone is an important thing to bring to the conversation. So a lot of times, let's say you catch your partner micro-cheating, and it's not the good kind where you're getting back in touch with an ex and say, sorry, your parents passed away or something like that. If you come at this really aggressively, they're not going to be really receptive towards anything you have to say. But if you come at this kind of calm, serene, almost to say like, look, I know the micro-cheating is kind of a bad thing, but let's just talk about this. They'll be a lot more receptive towards whatever you're saying.
I have to ask you this, because I'm listening to what you're saying and I'm accepting and absorbing what you're saying, but I also have to play devil's advocate, because are we being a little too picky about this? I mean, don't we have there's so many things involved in a relationship, so many layers like an onion that we peel back. And then we talk micro-cheating. Is that just such a small part of what a relationship is about? Are we being too nitpicky here with this?
I think we kind of are. It's, you know, micro-cheating is kind of a relatively new idea. You always get, like, I think the last thing that really happened was ghosting, right? Where you just break up with someone by not even talking to them. We always have like these little interesting niches that come up. And I think more than anything, it's kind of like a blip on the radar, and it kind of gets back to normal. But yeah, I do kind of agree with you.
Yeah, well, that's what I like. What about you? What would you say about it? We got to wrap though, but just give me 20 seconds.
Sure, I agree. You just have to look at the intensity and the frequency of what's happening and just gauge it yourself. You'll know.
Okay. How long have you been married?
A couple years now.
A couple and 4. I knew this. Is that micro-cheating? All right, guys, thanks so much for being with us this morning. We appreciate you. Thank you.